Let's go.
What's up, Couyons? Ryan and Randy back with another review. We got Boulder Spirits, straight bourbon whiskey, bonded 100 proof. And another little interesting tidbit I've seen on here is this number 3 char, bottle and bonded, 53-gallon white oak barrels.
Yeah. That one's coming out of Boulder, Colorado, out of Vapor. I think it's called Vapor Distillery. Bottled and bond. I just seen this at the store a few times, just walking through at a local store in Arkansas, and I never really wanted to look into it too much. Like, you see a lot of whiskeys from craft distilleries that really don't catch your eye. I mean, everybody's making whiskey nowadays when, the bourbon fad was hitting hard. But Fred Minnick's channel was talking about this. It was one of them whiskeys he was talking about. Must check out, like, craft distilleries. It made a couple of top lists. So I was like, I'm gonna try it out. It's a bottled and bond version. They do make a cast strength version. They have the
That would probably
regular.
be really good.
Oh, I bet. But first time trying it. Obviously, I mean, we had a few out of here. Well, I've had a few out of here. I smelt it, and it kind of comes off like a Scotch. And then I started looking at the mash bill. It's run-of-the-mill lowest mash bill for a corn that you would have for a bourbon. It's 51 corn, right at the bare minimum. 44% malted barley and 5 rye, just a touch. So that's something interesting about it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. The malted barley part of it, man, that makes it really stand out. Give it that Scotch vibe to it.
Yeah.
Rocky Mountain Glacier Melt. Let's give it a try, or let's give it a nose.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Like, you could tell it's a bourbon, but it's definitely it's something that stands out in it. You know what I mean? It sets it apart from other bourbons a little bit.
Yeah, it's not really strong. I want to say like the caramel, vanilla. It has a little bit there, your normal bourbon vibes, but
The first time I smelled it, I was like, "Oh man, let me nose it." Kind of comes off like a well put together Scotch with maybe virgin oak cask. You know what I mean? But you almost got the same amount of malted barley as you have corn in there, with 44 versus the 51 of corn, which is, I don't know, it makes it interesting, actually.
yeah.
You really don't get a whole lot of rye, but you can tell there's a little
I was just about to say that.
touch
Like,
of spice.
There's a hint of
Yeah.
rye, but not a lot. It's more the barley than anything.
You get a little touch of spice in there. You don't get a whole lot on the nose.
I find it's kind of dusty, almost dusky.
Yeah. Sweetness comes off like kind of like a single malt would. Like, you get like a little bit of fruits, a little fruity sweetness. Not like big on caramel like you was talking about. You don't get a whole big caramel vibe to it like you would with a bourbon. Maybe a little floral.
I was just gonna say. I think it has a floral, but I can't pick it out. All right.
All right, man. Let's give it a taste. Damn. Dude. Like I said, on the taste, very single maltish.
Yeah.
So very fruity. I get fruits right off the bat. Not much like pears and like you would get with normal. It's darker. It's darker. It's not as light fruit.
I find I get a little bit of a pear out of it.
Yeah.
But got a little creaminess to it.
Yeah.
Again, not much caramel or corn, I would say. Oh, kind of like a stone fruit.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it could be like more pear. It's like a creamy kind of fruit. Like, so I'm gonna tell you what I think of it right off the bat. You ever had an ambrosia salad with they put fruit and then they mix it up with marshmallow, melted marshmallow, something like that, marshmallow cream?
No.
You never had that?
Never had that.
Dude, my grandma made that shit.
Marshmallows in your salad? No.
Well, they put fruit in there. It's called an ambrosia salad. They take coconut or like a fruit salad. Any fruit salad. Grapes, coconut, pineapple, coconut shavings, and they take this marshmallow cream and they mix it up in there. Or like a fruit dip. and they mix it up in there and just blend it with some maraschino cherries. They just mix it up, and that's what it comes off. Cause it's like fruit and cream. You know what I mean?
This definitely has a cream to it. It's almost like a marshmallow, but not really that flavor, but that kind of like creaminess to it.
Right. Like a custard.
Yeah.
You know, like a fruit custard.
It drinks really well.
Yeah.
Doesn't really burn.
Oak comes in about mid palate. You get a little bit of
oak and mintiness. I would say it has a decent little fall off to it, a little finish. It lasts a little bit, but not crazy long.
Yeah, and that could blow your mind. Matter of fact, what would really surprise the hell out of me, I think this is like, it's not very old. So, they're pretty transparent on the back. I'm pretty sure. There we go. So they use custom Scottish copper pot stills, and they age at a minimum of 4 years in new oak barrels in a federally bonded warehouse under U.S. government supervision. So very young, like 4 years, a minimum of 4 years old, brand new charred oak barrels, and then they that's it. I mean, it tastes like it would be finished in a Scotch barrel because of the way the flavors you get, but that's because the mash bill is pretty high.
What kind of Scotch would you
bottle.
say? I found it's kind of like a port.
Maybe, yeah, I can get that. Yeah, port, like a port wine Scotch. When we say Scotch, look, absolutely no smoke in it. There's no peat. This is more like if it would be close to any kind of Scotch, it'd be more like a Speyside.
I was thinking that portwood that we had the other day. It is
because of
very
the oakiness with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when I said port. I was like, I'm thinking the portwood of that one we had, the Balvenie portwood.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. The more I drink this, the more I find like the oakiness really stands out in it. Kind of almost overtakes it.
It's good though. I like it. So price on that bottle, it's really not expensive. I want to say that's a $40 bottle. It was $39.99. I take it back. $49.99. It's a $50 bottle, which it's not bad. It's kind of a run-of-the-mill price for bourbon. At this point, $40, $50 would be like a run-of-the-mill price. $60, you're getting into more like premium bottles, like your Russell's Reserve and stuff like that. But for $50, like after I had this, it's kind of up my alley being a Scotch guy. I like it. I love it, actually. I went buy another bottle. I bought the last bottle on the shelf when I went back, so kind of bought a backup.
I think it drinks a lot like a Scotch, but then it has enough of it like a bourbon.
Well, you know it's
for
bourbon.
me, you know.
Yeah,
and
right.
I prefer bourbon over Scotch. So like this, I was saying whatever. It reminds me of that Balvenie 21 Portwood that I drank recently.
Yeah.
It's very similar, whatever. But probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I think I prefer this more than that one. Like I wasn't not impressed with that one bottle per se.
See,
it has a lot of it.
I probably would have loved the Balvenie, but
it has a lot of the same notes though. Whatever.
Yeah.
I find this is just richer and more flavorful than that was. That was I don't know. That one was a bit of a letdown for me. So.
And then you probably got a longer finish because it was 21 years old, but this one's only 4. But dude, that oak, and I think the proof of 100 proof carries it on a little bit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that was a lower proof, and then
I think that the proof might carry the flavors on a little bit towards the end. It's a medium finish. I wouldn't call it long, but I wouldn't say it was short either.
It's a very drinkable bourbon. Mm-hmm. Very easy to drink, very comfortable, just nice.
So we're being $50. Couyons rating on it. I really like it for bourbon, and I'm gonna go 8. I like it. I think it's better than the average. It might push out to 8.25, but I'm gonna say 8 right now. I like it.
Really I'm gonna go 7.25. I like it. I don't think it's extraordinary.
Yeah.
But I do like for what it is, and I like that it with the barley or something like that. It's it's not harsh at all. It's just a really good, clean, easy to drink bourbon with a little bit different notes. It's almost like an introduction to Scotch if you've never had Scotch. Really, like you could drink this and kind of build into the whole Scotch thing.
Like bourbon drinker wanting to try like malted barley. I'd drink that before you get into like an actual malted barley or something like that. An actual Scotch whiskey, like that would be like a stepping stone for sure.
Yeah, it reminds me of this one we're gonna do eventually. The Sweet and Co's 22, man. That drinks like a Scotch. But it's bourbon, aged in Speyside Scotch cask.
Yeah. So that would be a bourbon aged in Speyside Scotch, whereas this is a high malted barley mash bill bourbon that's just aged in a regular, new oak barrel.
That's pretty cool how they do that. It's not even aged in the barrels or whatever, but it still has that vibe to it.
Yeah. That's what we got on Boulder Spirits Bottled in Bond. So,
well, like, subscribe, and we'll see y'all on the next video. Later.